Hi everyone, Alchemist here. Today is a private video reading for one of my clients, Sarah. Sarah, you asked me two questions and I'm going to answer them for you using this beautiful tarot deck to channel the spirit for you. Your first question is, where does your spirit come from? Where does it come from? What's the origin of your spirit? Let's get right to it. Across mich eles mich arron, kas dich rompen ikat ukisemer sarroch, kin sechlerefen kusmachen doras ich, larek us imek ar ukiskef ech rossen. Sarah, this is very interesting. Look what we got here. Your spirit comes from another dimension. This dimension, it's very dark. It's what people label as the underworld, but it's different. Because I'm sensing here that it's something similar to the underworld, but it's not the underworld. It's a dimension where like things are very powerful. It's like everything is done with power. Here, the first card that came up here is the Hermit. And in this Hermit card, you can see that there's the snake that represents the hidden, the darkness, and the wisdom. And we have also, the Hermit is, this depiction here is Hermes Trismegistus, meaning he's the wise master who's harnessing the knowledge, harnessing spirit. This represents the dimension you came from. And here, the second card, we have the Queen of Wands and then the Knight of Swords. The Queen of Wands is reversed. And we have the Knight of Swords. Your spirits originate from this place that has these powerful beings. It's ruled by darkness, but not the bad darkness. I don't mean darkness as in something negative or bad. It's a dimension that doesn't have much sunlight, for example. It's a dimension where darkness, where when you go out or when you see everything around you, it's kind of like during night, in the night sky. And here, these are the beings that rule in that dimension. They're kind of similar to humans. They kind of look like humans. And this is the representation with this King of Swords. And then we have the Queen of Wands, who also look human, but think of them as humans who have abilities to control the elements, where magic is very possible, where you can control the fire or you can control the air elements. This is a representation of you, this Queen of Wands reversed. You were a master of the fire element, and you're probably connected to the fire element in this reincarnation as well. And here this Knight of Swords is someone who you are connected with very strongly. He's like, it's the energy of a twin flame. That's what I'm sensing. It's a strong energy of the other half of your soul, someone who has to be there for you to become upright, the Queen of Wands upright, because that fire that you used to control in that dimension where you're from is not activated in this lifetime. So think of it as a magical dimension where you can control the elements, where everyone is powerful, everyone is fierce, everyone has this strength about them. And I also hear it's a lot of, there was a lot of clashes and fights. It's like, you know, when you hear the ancient Greek gods, how they were having so many fights between each other. Even though they were powerful, they were supernatural, but they were having a lot of clashes between each other. The dimension you came from was like that. And you were there for a very long time, represented by this Hermit. You were there for a very long time, and you were learning so much from that dimension, in terms of wisdom, in terms of knowledge, in terms of controlling the elements. That's why you're very gifted, and you can practice magic, and you can connect to spirit. And you can speak to the elements. The elements can respond to you much faster and much easier than other people. Let's pull a couple more cards just to clarify. Here we have the Six of Swords, meaning in that dimension, you didn't have your spirit is kind of like it had to go through a lot of experiences. It had to go through a lot of trials and tribulations in order to understand the balance of life, that there's good and bad in life, that things are not always going to be good and things are not always going to be bad. So your spirit learned a lot. It's a very wise spirit. Maybe people call you an old soul, they call you the wise one, or they come to you for advice. You might have that kind of energy because you've been through a lot. Here again, Princess of Wands, which is coherent with the Queen of Wands that came up earlier. The fire, your control over the fire element and your strength. The Princess of Wands came up all right, meaning that you are on your way to becoming the queen. You're on your way to controlling this fire element and to remembering everything that's within you, which is the origin of your soul, which is great. So you're doing the work and you're on your transformational journey to becoming the Queen of Wands. And here again, we have the King of Swords, and the bottom of the deck is the Six of Wands, meaning that what I can say is that your spirit comes from this fierce dimension. It's so intimidating. I can imagine you in this lifetime. You have this strength about you, and even if it's not appearing to everyone, but your core is very strong because we have the King of Swords. Earlier, we had the Knight of Swords, and we have the King of Swords. So you were connected to some super powerful beings. Your spirit not only has a twin flame, but it has a sort of father figure. And this father, and they're both swords, they're both air elements. And this father figure, he was, I'm hearing, the ruler of that dimension, or he was one of the main rulers of that dimension. And hence why the princess came up here. The princess is the daughter of the king. But then you're connected to him. You're connected also to this twin flame. And again, the Six of Wands, fire. And your spirit was glorious, victorious, super powerful. You guys were the rulers of that dimension. And your spirit comes from there. And that's the answer to your first question. Let's move on to the second question. Your second question, Sarah, is what does Spirit want you to know at the moment? Let me channel the message for you. Akrus kilef ich ran ik mas korren sichlaron kis machen ras or is ich nak laras mikras kollen. Interesting. Oh wow. Two major arcanas at the same time. Incredible. And upright, the first major arcana I got was the Hierophant. It was followed by the Empress. And then we have the Ace of Cups. Sarah, Spirit wants you to know that for some reason, you are being the Hierophant. You're doing the right work. You're on the right path. You're aligned. You're doing what needs to be done. Spirit is saying you're acting on the guidance that comes from your higher self, from your spirits. And you take action because a lot of people hear the guidance, but they don't take action. You take action and you make sure that what comes to you, you go ahead and perform it and do it. And that makes you the Empress. Your spirits are telling you they're proud of you because you are meant to be the Empress. And this actually correlates with your first question, which is, where does your spirit come from? The dimension where it comes from. You're manifesting that in this lifetime as well. You come from a powerful dimension that was ruled by powerful beings. Just the energy when I was channeling that question was incredible. It was so intimidating and scary at the same time. It's like really powerful beings. It's like it's the energy of the Greek gods for some reason. The ancient Greek gods, that's the same energy I picked on from your first question. So it's like you were one of them. You were definitely either If they were the Greek gods, maybe they're the Greek gods, but it's from that dimension. And maybe the Greek gods are from that dimension as well. And you're manifesting that in this reincarnation as well by becoming the Empress. So Spirit wants to tell you that keep doing what you're doing. You're aligned, you're on the right path, and you're the Empress. The Empress rules. She conquers, she gives orders, she's wise, she's strong, she's feared. And that's who you are. Ace of Cups. Because this reincarnation is going to bring you new beginnings, new opportunities, new locations, new endeavors that will allow you to be on your throne for as long as you can and do the work and influence people and guide people towards becoming a better race, a better human race. This is amazing. This is amazing. Like, let me pull a couple more cards to clarify. The Magician, another major arcana. And they're upright. Sarah, you're also the Magician. You're the Empress, you're the Hierophant, and you're the Magician. It means you're full of magic and you're full of gifts and abilities. You have so many gifts and abilities. But here's the thing, what Spirit wants me to transfer to you is that a lot of people have these gifts and abilities, but they do nothing with them. You are doing something with them. You are using them properly. So Spirit is saying, keep using these gifts and abilities properly. Keep being the Magician. Keep using the tools available to you to be the Empress. Learn about humans. Learn about what they're doing. Because your influence on this planet is very important. And it's going to become even more important in the future. So keep doing what you're doing, because the mission you have, you're going to fulfill it if you keep moving on this path. If you keep doing what you're doing right now, you're going to fulfill the mission you came here to fulfill. This is incredible. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is eventually going to take you to the unknown. It's gonna, the path of being the Magician and the Empress and the Hierophant, these three powerful major arcanas, is gonna take you to the unknown. To the unknown of the mysteries of the physical realm. Because you know so much about the magical dimension that you're from, this powerful dimension, but for some reason you need to learn, this is what I'm hearing, you need to learn about the physical dimension. And that's why you're here in this reincarnation. And Spirit wants to tell you that by being the Empress, by being the Magician, you're gonna learn what you came here to learn. So you're going to fulfill your purpose. Incredible. Sarah, you're powerful. You're gifted. You're one of these powerful beings that could have been the ancient Greek gods or related to the ancient Greek gods. This is amazing. I hope this answers your question. Thank you very much. And if you want your own private reading, you can find it at thyself.com, link in the description box or in the link in my bio. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next reading. Arosmich el eskules shach ren oil iskamon rech silach. Shus!